大家好，今天我要跟大家分享一个非常炸裂的访谈。这次访谈的两位嘉宾都不是一般人，一个是美国前 CIA 特工，另一个是前美国海豹突击队成员，都是在美国军事情报第一线干过的人。他们在这个访谈里从专业的视角聊到了中美之间的军事实力差距。我想很多人在开始前都会进行猜测，美国肯定领先中国很多。我承认一开始的我也是这么想的，但是真相总是让人意外。中国在一些方面原来已经领先了美国230倍。从这两个专家说话的语气，你能感受到那种怎么说呢，就是那种真正内行人才有的担忧。他们不是在危言耸听，他们就是在陈述一个连他们自己都感到震惊的现实。
We commissioned over 100 aircraft carriers between 1942 and 1945. You can't afford to lose one because you cannot get another one. But they're outbuilding on just a military capacity today 3x to 1. But they actually have 230 times our shipbuilding capacity.
Why do you think we are China's focus?
Well, because we're the global power, right? Anytime you're on top, people are trying to take you down, and that's just anything.
In 1943, we built 18,000 ships. In 2023, we built 8 and retired 12 for a -4. And the U.S. accounts for only 0.1% of global shipbuilding. 0.1%.
Crazy. It's crazy. In World War II, I'll give you another stat. We commissioned over 100 aircraft carriers between 1942 and 1945. Today, an aircraft carrier costs $10 billion as a baseline. The budget estimate actually went up to $13 billion.
Jeez.
But more importantly, they take over 10 years to make. A decade to make one. Our entire involvement in World War II was 4 years long. So not only are they wildly expensive, but you can't afford... Take human life out of the equation for just a second, because I'm sure we'll talk about that a bunch. You can't afford to lose one because you cannot get another one.
It scares the hell out of me, man.
It's crazy.
It just seems like we're falling behind on everything, and we'll get into this too, but just, at breakfast we were talking about all the bureaucracy and the red tape that entrepreneurs have to go through, and you would think that would be, you would think they would fast track national defense, but it sounds like it's even more of a pain in the ass than just being a regular entrepreneur. And like you just said, by the time and we'll get into this more too, but by the time this stuff even gets approved to be built, let alone being built, it's already obsolete.
So if you look at what China has done, look, they're outbuilding the Navy, the U.S. Navy, in terms of combatant ships, 3x to 1, right? We'll go through all the stats on the Chinese fleet and the U.S. fleet and kind of what all that looks like when we talk Saronic. But they're outbuilding on just a military capacity today 3x to 1. But they actually have 230 times our shipbuilding capacity. They have over 5,000 commercially flagged vessels when the U.S. has less than 100. So
could you say that again?
Over 5,000 commercially flagged vessels to the U.S. having less than 100. So now, go back to the World War II example, and let me ask you this question. You have 230 times the shipbuilding capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Only a portion of that shipbuilding capacity is being used for military and defense. The rest is commercial. What do you think happens to all of that commercial capacity when the first shot's fired?
It's done.
It gets converted to defense.
Just to play devil's advocate just a little bit here, because the first thing that pops in my head, did you say 35,000 to 100? Was that the numbers?
For
shipbuilding capacity?
230 to 1.
230 to 1.
So the numbers are the Chinese can build, and the statistic in the industry is gross tonnage. It's kind of this weird measure of volume. The Chinese can build 23 million gross tons of ships every year. The United States can build 100,000.
And these are commercial and military.
These are commercial ships. These are large cargo containers. These are military ships. These are destroyers. These are aircraft carriers. These are everything.
So I think, when you say that, it's scary. It scares the hell out of me. At the same time, I think about, not to give our government credit, I would never do that. But I mean, China is a major exporter, right? Mm-hmm. And so the U.S. is not a major exporter. So, I mean, they would need a lot more ships just for all the exporting that they do, correct? Or am I off on that?
You're not off on that. They do need more ships, but if you look at why they've been building out their capacity and how they've been doing it, they've been subsidizing it from the government, undercutting everybody on price, and doing it for a very, very strategic reason. 25 years ago, they had 5% of the world's global shipbuilding capacity.
Wow.
25 years ago. Today, they have 50%.
50%, we're at
50. We're at 0.1%. That means if you get every single country in the world that builds ships all lined up against China, you're just at parity.
Holy.
So you better rethink this problem. You better start thinking about autonomy and how to build things differently.
But I just think about the logistics. I just saw this thing on X where China, they're talking about their drone capabilities, and they had something that looked like a beefed up C-17 or C-130.
I saw this. It was like a 737 and all the drones.
Yeah, all the doors open, and the drones all carries up to 100 drones, I think I read. So it just popped in my mind on how logistically will we get the boats where we need them, not just on our shores.
It is something we put a lot of thought and energy into. And as a company and as a country, we need to figure out, going back to the Cuba example, right? We're fighting, we could be fighting something in their backyard. It's not our backyard. How do we get it all there?
Mm-hmm.
How do we make sure we have the superiority? Let's have the deterrence in the first place. Let's get the deterrence in place so that we don't have to fight at all. That's the whole goal behind us building what we're building, how fast we're building it, and at what scale, so that you can actually have the deterrence in place. You can stop this conflict from ever happening. If China wakes up and they're like, you know what? We're going to win today. That's going to be a bad day, because that's the day they're actually going to pick the fight. So our job is to help avoid that.
How simple would it be for China to hack an entire fleet?
You really can't. We're focused on cybersecurity. We use military-grade encryption. When you're operating in the military domain, you have to operate with the cybersecurity protocols of the United States government. So those are standard. Those are just, you have to have them, otherwise you're not being utilized in the field. Right? So that is something we take very, very seriously. We even take the cybersecurity of our company very seriously. The Chinese have went from this little crappy littoral navy to one that has aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, and hypersonic missiles in less than 25 years.
Wow.
And they build their military solutions specifically to counter the U.S. We are their focus. And that's scary. So then you're like, once we've kind of put all of that together, it wasn't even a question of, oh, this is cool, I'm an entrepreneur, I want to start a tech company, I want to do these things. It was like, no, we have to start this company. It's not even a question of do I want to anymore. It's a, we have to, and it's our responsibility to do so.
Why do you think we are China's focus?
Well, because we're the global power, right? Anytime you're on top, people are trying to take you down, and that's just anything. That's life, that's sports. It's competition, right? And that's been happening since the beginning of human civilization.
听完这个访谈，你们是怎么想的？作为一个中国人，听到美国的军事专家用这种语气谈论中国的崛起，你说不自豪那是假的。你看得出来，他们是真的在为自己国家的未来感到焦虑。那些数据让人难以相信。中国如今在军事实力上取得的进步，只用了25年的时间，从全球造船能力 5% 飙升到 50%， 而美国现在只占 0.1%。这意味着，如果真的两国爆发冲突，美国在装备补给上会完全跟不上。他们最担心的不是技术差距，而是产能差距。现代战争拼的就是工业生产能力，谁能更快更多的造出装备，谁就能赢。这一点中国现在确实有绝对优势。两个专家说得很直白，中国的每一步军事建设都是针对美国来的，目标就是要挑战美国的全球霸权。这不是什么阴谋论，这就是大国博弈的现实。谁叫你美国是世界第一呢？但我们都知道，世界格局瞬息万变，没有人永远是皇帝。老美真的应该打起精神来，毕竟我们马上就要迎头赶上了。你们觉得这两个专家说的是事实，还是战术忽悠？评论区说说你们的看法。